Hey guys, Derek and
Paula here.
from a guy, a girl, and a camper van. So this is our first video of 2016, so we figured it'd be fitting if we did a bit of a New Year's resolution video. So we have decided that for the entire year of 2016, we are going to stop drinking wine.
That's right.
Not that we had a problem with wine.
No.
But, it's obviously good for your liver to give it a bit of a break for a year. And also, one of the biggest reasons why we're in the van is because we're trying to save money. And so not having to buy wine will definitely save us a bit of that. And so we figured, yeah, that's absolutely something that we can do. We can achieve that. And so we're going to do it. For this whole year,
Yes.
12 months,
Right.
no wine.
No wine.
For 365 days.
We got this.
Done.
Done.
All right.
Might lose some weight.
Yeah, probably lose a bit of weight. Less calories. Wine has calories.
Yeah.
Red wine especially.
Yeah.
So, wine? Well, there's always next year.
Next year.
So if you've seen the last few videos, you will remember that it has been abnormally warm for us here. In fact, on Christmas Eve, a week and a half ago, I actually went to work wearing shorts, which
really
is
did.
just crazy for us. It was a green Christmas, and I think it was like plus 17 or something like that, I think, on Christmas Eve.
Actually, very close, yes.
Yeah, which is just nuts. But since Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, we got a huge pile of snow, and it looks like our balmy weather is completely over. Because this morning, whenever we woke up, it was minus 21 degrees Celsius, and with a wind chill, it was minus 30 degrees Celsius. For those of you in parts of the world who aren't used to hearing about wind chill factors, it's essentially the actual temperature whenever the wind isn't moving or anything like that is minus 21, but then whenever the wind is moving on the human body, it feels like it's minus 30 because the wind is slowly pulling all the heat away from you. And so, as far as humans are concerned, it's minus 30, which is ridiculously cold.
So we thought we'd do a little bit of show and tell and show you exactly what it's like to live in a camper van during conditions like that.
So we got home from work about an hour ago, and it's actually warmed up during the day. It's really nice out now. It's about minus 16 degrees Celsius, and with the wind chill, it's about minus 25. So it's like tropical out there now. And yet, we have a few things to show you.
Yes. So my mom gave us a bottle of wine, and it's been sitting in front of the heater actually since we got home. So it's thawed a bit, but the bottle was actually quite frozen, and the cork had popped out a little bit. This was actually right in there. But it's coming along. I should be able to drink that soon. The other thing that happens when we come home and we want to cook dinner is I usually go under the sink to pull out our cooking oil, and this is what we find.
So this oil has been sitting in front of the heat for about an hour now, and you can see it's still really cloudy, and it is starting to actually move, but inside there's a nice big chunk of frozen oil. We had absolutely no idea that this was a thing. This should be completely clear, free-flowing oil, and it's not.
So there's been many times where I've had to like shake it, or we've shaken it and like squeezed it, and then clumps have popped out.
Yeah, it comes out like solid, like solidified fat, like it's weird.
Very similar to like probably coconut oil. It's like it's like solidified like that. So the other thing we were gonna do was cook some stuff that we've had in our fridge. And while I get that, Derek will explain how the fridge now is no longer a fridge.
So, whenever the temperatures start dropping below freezing, we no longer use our fridge to keep things cool. We actually use our fridge to keep things warm, believe it or not. Turn the fridge off, so it's not actually actively cooling anything, but because it's basically a box that is very heavily insulated, it actually keeps a little bit of the warmth in our food and keeps them from freezing quite as solid as the rest of the stuff that just sits in the rest of the van during the day. So this is basically like coleslaw, cabbage, and some other veggies that are chopped up. There's a bunch of frost and ice crystals in there, and these guys are hard and crunchy right now.
We fry that up with a nice sauce on it, and then we put it over rice.
One of the things that we use for the sauce is avocado. And we've had an avocado in here ripening over the past few days, and it's just been coming along great until we came home today and it was frozen solid. So I don't know how this is going to work. But
I don't know.
It was a nice, soft, tender avocado, fully ripe, and it's like a rock now.
It's a rock. And the other thing we add is a little bit of lemon juice, and the lemon's the same way. It's like, I can't even squeeze it.
Yeah,
it's
true.
And when you hold it, it just feels like holding an ice cube.
Yeah, it's like a block of ice.
It's ridiculous.
So things get a little bit weird here in the winter time. But as long as you're willing to be a little bit creative and keep an open mind and just kind of go with it a little bit, things can still be good.
You just need a good heater because we have to thaw our water too.
So this is our, we've mentioned that we start bringing in jugs of water.
This is why.
And unfortunately, they're frozen too during the day. So usually one of us will fill up a jug or two of water at our office so that we actually bring home nice liquid water. Usually whenever Paula fills it up.
Liquid water.
Yeah. Usually whenever Paula fills it up at her office, she'll fill it up with hot water. And then by the time we get around to using it, it actually has cooled down to the point that it's just normal water like you would get from a regular person's tap. But if you do happen to leave some in here during the day, it is ice whenever you get home. And this has been in here for the same amount of time that these guys have, a little over an hour now with the heat going, and it's still just rock solid. So life gets a little bit different in the van during the winter than it is in the summer. Things are a little more interesting, but as long as you're willing to have a bit of an adventure, it can still be fun.
Definitely adventure. You adapt to the situation, and as long as you are loving it and you're loving who you're with and you're doing what you know is getting you to a different place, it makes it all worth it.
So that's what we're up to right in this moment, but let's talk a little bit about the future of our channel and what we're up to and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things that some of you may have noticed is that over the last little while, we haven't been replying to the comments on our YouTube videos as often as we had been in the past. And the reason for that is because up until now, I've actually been trying to manage all the YouTube comments on my own. The way that we're going to deal with that is Paula's actually going to start helping me get caught up, and then in the future she's going to be making sure that we stay caught up. So you'll notice that a lot of the comments now will be replied to by her.
Might not be as eloquent as Derek, but I'll do my best.
No, they'll be great. So absolutely, please keep commenting. Honestly, that's probably the best part about doing all of this, is being able to see what all of you think and be able to interact with you. And I'm really sorry that I've dropped the ball a little bit over the last little while, but we certainly don't want you to stop, and we will continue to reply, and Paula will make sure that we stay a lot more up to date than
I'll
I've
do
been
my
able
best.
to do.
A typical day for us is we wake up, and before we get out of bed, Derek says, want an update? And we go through and we read all the comments before we get out of bed. We are just blown away by all the interaction, and we love every minute of it. And so we want to make sure we're keeping up to date with it and making sure you realize that that we appreciate it, so we're going to do our best to try to comment back.
Your comments are, every single one of them are literally a new highlight of our day.
Yeah, it's true.
And so we need to do our part and make sure that it's a two-way communication. So starting now, that will...
You'll know who's commenting, because it'll either say Paula or Derek at the end.
Yeah, we'll sign it.
Yeah, we'll sign it.
I like that.
Perfect.
All right. So one other thing that we've decided to do now going forward is we've actually got ourselves a Facebook page for a guy, a girl, in a camper van. And so Paula has busied herself over the holidays. She's got all of our videos posted on our Facebook page, and we're going to continue to post them there in the future. And we're going to do our best to share some articles and other videos that we find that are related to this type of lifestyle as well, that we think you guys might be interested in. So we'll put a link at the end of the video that points you to that. And if you're interested, definitely check it out. And if you want to make sure that you get updates about what we're up to, feel free to like that page, and you'll get notified.
The other thing that we decided to start is an Instagram account.
We've only got, I think, like 6 or 7 photos on there for now.
Yeah.
However, we've got thousands, literally thousands of awesome photos from the past year and a half that we've been in the van, and we take photos every single day. So there's tons of things that we can post on there, and we're going to make that a priority moving forward as well. So there's lots of new things happening for a guy, a girl in a camper van in 2016, and obviously life changes a lot for us in the winter versus the way it was in the summer. So stay tuned, because we've got lots of new adventures to come.
Let's go cook.
Sounds good.